Hello, my name's Libby, and I'm going to be giving you a few horn lessons over the next few weeks. So let's get started. Before we even look at our music for today, let's make sure that we're sitting up with our best posture, nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, not slouching or slumping either way, okay? Make sure that our horn is in a place where we can bring it right up to us, even if it's on our leg or on a pillow next to us. We never want to bend to meet our horn. Want to make sure we can pull it up right next to us and that it's coming right towards us and without too much twisting or turning. Make sense? Make sure your hand is nice and open in the bell. We need to have our hands in the bell. It's pretty important, but you don't want to clamp down too much so that your sound can't come out, because that's not going to help us either. All right? So, the song that we are working on this week, it's called Alouette, which means Song of the Little Bird in French. This is a traditional French folk song, and chances are that you've heard it before sometime in your life. I bet as soon as we start playing it, you'll understand that it sounds pretty familiar, okay? Before we even start to play this, before we play anything on our horns, it's really good to take deep, full breaths, because we play a brass instrument, and it's fueled by our air, so we want to make sure our air is really starting to go before we even start to play, okay? So, let's take 3 full breaths together, okay? Here's the first one. Second one. Last one. Great, and it's always important to get our air moving to play our horns, like we said. Also, taking full breaths can help you if you're nervous. It'll help to kind of calm you down and get you ready to play. So, looking at Alouette, the music for this can be found in a link under in the YouTube description, okay? So you just want to click on that, it'll bring you to a link and you'll be able to see the sheet music. So, looking at the piece, we're in our key of F. We have 1 flat, okay? That's going to be a B flat. So anytime you see a B in the piece, it's going to be a B flat first valve, okay? So an example of that is the first note, the last note, the note in bar 4, and you'll see B flat comes up a lot, okay? So, key of F, we're in the time signature of 4/4, which means every measure gets 4 beats, okay? That could be 4 quarter notes, it could be 2 half notes, 1 whole note. If you look in the first measure, it's 1 dotted half note and a quarter note. Da, da, 1, 2, 3, da. Makes sense? So we'll be exercising our counting when we've played this piece. I'm sure you've seen a lot of these rhythms before though. The way I think we should break this down is I'm going to play 2 measures for you to listen. Then at that point, after I play through the first time, you can pause it and practice, or you can join right in with me the second time through it, okay? If you need help with fingerings, you can look at my valves, okay? For the first bar, it's going to be B flat, 2, 3, C, D, D. So we're just using first valve in the first 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes sense? And we'll take it at a nice, slow, easy tempo, because it's always important to practice something slowly first, okay? Make sure you get it right while it's slow. I know it's fun to play fast, but it's always good to play something slow and make sure you've nailed it before you go on. Make sense? So, here we go. So the first 2 bars I'm going to play, then you can pause and practice, or you can join in with me the second time. I'm going to play everything 2 times through, okay? Bars 1 and 2. 1, 2, ready. Okay, so you can pause here. Here's the second time through. 1, 2, ready. How'd you do? So, and another thing I should mention here is in real life, some people tap their foot for tempo. You know, you can look at a conductor, but for these like little mini lessons here, I'm just going to kind of motion with my horn each beat. I'm going to make sure I give a really good count off before every rep, so that way we can play in time, because you can't see my feet, we don't have a conductor, but that's the way we're going to keep tempo here, okay? So make sure after my count off you're just keeping good tempo in your brain, and I'll try to bob my horn a little bit, okay? So, bars 1 and 2, down, easy. Next we have bars 3 and 4, so in bar 3 we start on our C, okay, and we have 4 quarter notes followed by 2 half notes. And I realized before when I sang I was in the wrong key, so let me just get a C so I can sing this in the right key. Great, so C, B flat, C, D, B flat, B flat. Makes sense? So open 1, 1, 1, 1. So here's bars 3 and 4. 1, 2. Pause. Here's the second time through bars 3 and 4. 1, 2. Ready? Awesome. So that's our first phrase down. You might be noticing that this does sound kind of familiar to you, or not. That's okay too. So, starting at bar 5 and 6 now, you'll notice these look kind of familiar. They're exactly the same as the first 2 bars. So we're getting a little bit of extra practice on this phrase. So here's first time through, bar 5 and 6. Just listen this time, even though you've heard it before, and you can join in on the second time through. Here we go. 2, ready. Pause, or both of us together, bars 5 and 6. 1, 2, ready. Great. Now we're going to go on to bars 7 and 8. You'll notice these are similar to bars 3 and 4. The only difference is in bar 8, we're going to hold out that B flat for 4 counts, no breath, okay? So we're not going to re-articulate, just a 4 count B flat. Starting at bar 7 and 8. 1, 2, ready. Now let's do it together. 1, 2, ready. Good. Now, let's look at bars 9 and 10 where we start to have something a little bit different, okay? We're going to start on that same B flat, and we're going to go up our scale. You'll notice we have an accidental in there, an E flat, okay? So that's going to be second valve. So, bum, 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 bum. Make sense? That whole phrase is da, 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 da. So here we go, bars 9 and 10. 1, 2, ready. Good, and why don't you join in on this repetition? 1, 2, ready. Great. Now bars 11 and 12. F, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat. It's a little low for me. It's a little low on our horns too. But just make sure you have good air going through that phrase and those notes will come out nice and singingly and beautiful, okay? So, bars 11 and 12. F, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat. It's the first repetition through there. 1, 2, ready. Pause. And now let's do the second time through together. 1, These are bars 11 and 12. 1, 2, ready. Good. Had a little bit of a crack there. Now we're going to go on to bars 13 and 14, and these are the same as 15 and 16, okay? So this would be F, 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 F. All right? Now, since these bars 13 through 16 are all similar, let's take it all the way to bar 17. So I'm going to play 4 bars, 13 through the end of 16, stopping on the downbeat of 17. It's just going to be Fs. 1, 2, ready. Awesome, let's do that together. Make sure you have a nice clear tongue at the beginning of these. Da, da, da. 1, 2, ready. Good. Now, following that, bar 17, we just have an F whole note, okay? Let's play that bar together. Okay, just an F whole note. Let's do this one together. 1, 2, ready. Good. Now, let's look at starting at bar 18 and the beginning. You'll notice that 18 through the end is the exact same as bars 1 through 8, okay? So you've already had some practice on these before. Let's take these in a little bit longer chunks, okay? So I'm going to take bars 18 through 20, no, 18 through 21, okay? And I will stop before bar 22 in 4-bar chunks, okay? Feel free to play along with me for these ones since you've had some practice already. So here we go. Bar 18, 1, 2, ready. Good. And we're playing a little bit slowly here, so it's normal to run out of air at the end of that phrase, okay? So just try to keep your air going and take really big breaths. Like I said, once you get faster, you'll be able to play through this and you won't worry about running out of air. Let's go bar 22 through the end, okay? The last part. Starting at bar 22 through the end. 1, 2, ready. Alright, so by now we've played through all the small pieces of Alouette. The last thing to do is just put the entire piece together. So I'm going to play through the piece for us now so you can know what it sounds like. It might take you a little longer to be able to practice up to this, but that's why we take things in small chunks so that we can be able to work up to playing the whole piece, okay? I'm also going to take it at a little bit faster tempo to be able to make it through the phrases and to show you where some good places to breathe are, okay? So here's all of Alouette. 1, 2, ready. so that's the entire piece for the week. Thanks for tuning in to your lesson, and happy practicing.